Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. If you've been watching Decide and Ride, welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Alpinestars GP Tech leather race suit available at RevZilla.com. To my left, you're looking at a bunch of dead kangaroos. That's right, Alpinestars is back in the game, and they've done a full-bore kangaroo suit north of $2,000 with all of the love you typically see in a race replica at that $2,000 to $3,000 range. Now with kangaroo, and really the only thing you're sacrificing is you're not able to put the GP Tech Air bag system into this suit. Again, really interesting that Alpinestars has gone full bore. And if we look at the color scheme, there are 3 colors available. This is the black, white, red. You'll notice a minimization of the A-Stars logo, knowing that you'd probably be rocking your sponsors on this, because a lot of serious hardcore dudes are going to use this as their track suit for racing. Now, we think about kangaroo. If you're new to the game, kangaroo is typically 0.8 to 1.0 millimeter grade leather compared to 1.2 to 1.4 in cowhide. What that allows you to do by using the kangaroo, which is stronger than a typical cowhide, it allows you to minimize weight. So a race replica suit from Alpinestars is over that 15-pound range. This bad boy in kangaroo is going to be around the under 12.5 pounds. You're saving 3 pounds of suit. You're saving over 20%. That's huge, and that's awesome that they've done that. And it's great to see a kangaroo option from Alpinestars. Now, I will call out that typically you've seen kangaroo and it has a different sheen to it when we've seen it in the past. This is still that great matte finish that you'd expect to see from A-Stars. And I'm also going to call out that the big story besides lightweight savings here in the new race, or in the new GP Tech, is also going to be flexibility. It's hard to see from the front. You see increased areas of stretch zone that are aerodynamically backed. They're going to be Kevlar backed stretch zones for airflow and for volume. But when I turn high-vis Brian backwards, you're going to see dramatic panels of perforated elastication. And this perforated elastication, which by the way, for the first time, you can't even see it there, for the first time we're seeing on the back of his elbow, these are done in cowhide. So it's cowhide in your perforated, elasticated areas and your kangaroo throughout. And again, there's some other key updates that we're going to walk through as well. Remember, it's a fully removable antimicrobial liner. Again, you're looking at pro-level type quality here from this GP Tech. Let's talk briefly about fitting. The fitment scheme on a high-vis Brian, 6 foot, 195, 42-inch chest. He's wearing a size 52. Hardcore race articulation. This is meant to be in the tuck. This is not meant to be hanging around in the paddock. This is a race-inspired piece that's built for a serious rider. But I will say to you that if we look at the armpits, down the arms, if you look at the crotch, the yoke, as it goes down the inside of the back, and when you see the areas of elastication on the back of this guy, you're going to see why he's standing so comfortably next to me. 5-6 years ago, we saw race replica type stuff where we saw stuff at the top of the food chain. You wouldn't be able to stand up in it. Alpinestars is marrying super performance, super protection with a great deal of comfort. And we all know that when you're on the bike or you're off the bike, if you're comfortable, you're focused, and you're not thinking about your gear, and that's where you need to be in the zone. And being in the zone, what does that mean? It means being fast. Now, we've talked about fitment. Remember, we're going to ship for free if you're concerned about the fit size of things. And before I get any further, click here, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV if you're not already. Anything I walk through today, I want to hear comments or questions and your feedback as we break them down. Now let's dive back into the suit. Looking at our collar here on the GP Tech. Remember, there's a GP Tech, which is going to be a jacket as well. It's cowhide, but it's basically the top half of the suit that's available. Notice 3D mesh here at the collar. Again, they're refining things. Notice the localized perf. So that moves the perforation away from the seams. It keeps things stronger, but it flows a ton of air. Moving down, you have that TPR over top of your zip. And then let's get back to the side here along the arm. DFS system, full complement here in this suit. So external caps, TPUs, other additional TPUs with a different durometer. They're vented, they're going to flow air. Bionic race armor underneath. As you move down, you're going to see in the bicep here, we're going to have a lot of area for perforation. This is an area where a racer gets a ton of airflow. Moving down, you're also going to see the DFS on the elbow, now with this race replica style DFS that goes all the way down the forearm. So again, you have hard slider, you have bio armor underneath, which is their GP Tech or their MotoGP style armor, and now you have these pieces that go all the way down. Again, that's right off the race replica. Notice the perf scheme or the punctuation, and then you're also going to have YKK auto-locking zippers, basic cuffs you'd expect to see, 3D tech mesh that's going to make it low profile and go into your glove seamlessly. And oh, did I mention? Now all of their aramid panels are actually Kevlar backed as well. You see that yellow poking through. We saw that in a few other places. You only really see that out of the high end. And it's really nearly impossible for you to pick up. But this actually has a ripstop quality to it as well. So these aramid panels, which have been expanded for the GP Tech here for greater range of motion, now are going to have aramid panels. If you move your way down the torso, you're going to see it's a single main connection zip that goes all the way down. And then you're going to get into the crotch region. You're going to have more aramidtic backed panels. You do have CE rated hip armor that's baked in. This is a CE rated suit. And when you move down to the knees, you're going to see the interior of those knees be that tacky part that's going to interface with your bike. It's really, this is catcher's gear on steroids. You have your knee slider, you have your knee puck, you have your venting, and you have your almost shin armor that goes all the way down. Again, a fully encompassing knee and leg armor package that goes all the way down. Again, complemented by elasticated panels that are perforated themselves and additional elasticated kangaroo. Turn and face away, high-vis Brian. Now, if high-vis Brian goes that way, see the backside profile of the DFS moving down. Again, outside of the bicep along the hume, inside of the biceps, keeping those areas of seams that are going to be safety stitched away from those impact zones. And I will call this out too, all of the areas that have DFS are going to have armor behind them. They're external hard parts, but they also have a second layer of leather, so they beef that up as well. Notice too on the backside of his arm, stop right there. The backside of his arm, I want to show the logo. Backside of his arm has a logo right there that's going to be it's going to be silk screened on. It's not heat welded on. So again, they've refined how they've done that. Now, if high-vis Brian opens up his arm there a little bit, now you're going to see these massive accordion stretch panels. Remember, this part's cowhide. You're going to see them emanating up here along the collarbone, the top of the shoulder, working their way down on a bias, 45 degrees, again, in tune with your angle of your body on the bike, and it comes down and it meets up with your zone of elastication that's also perfect for breathability down along the yoke along the back of the pant, or the back of the seat rather. Now if you keep going down the leg, Alpinestars screened on logo, and if you get down to the knee, you're going to see a dual cutaway with an area of breathability on the back of the leg, but down towards his calf, it becomes one massive panel of elastication. You're going to see that wrap around again on a bias, 45 degrees, really sculpting to his leg, giving you a tremendous amount of flexibility. High-vis Brian, turn completely backwards for me. Made a lot of changes at the top of the hump for this year. Remember, you have to go race replica if you want the GP Tech Air. This does not take it, but it is a MotoGP style and size of hump. Perforated down the back and out the middle. What you're also going to see is down here, up here along the top, they gave you a complete change here. That change has an area of 3D Tech mesh, which is going to interface and not interfere with your helmet. And then they give you another aramidtic or Kevlar reinforced ripstop area of stretch, and that's going to flow a lot of air, create a lot of flexibility. It's going to eliminate bunching. One of the big things I'm going to ask you to do it there, Brian, put your hands up as high above your head as you can. You don't ever see this type of range of motion on a race suit. You just don't. Not something that's going to have this hardcore of a profile, and that's that comfort and flexibility theme with. Look at the stretch on. Oh, thank you. You're way ahead of the game here today. But if you look at those bellows, how they work down, and high-vis Brian's built kind of like me. He's got an athletic build, tremendous amount of flexibility, and we typically have not seen anybody nail this. Nobody's making a race suit right now that has this degree of flexibility, that's this lightweight, that's going to be full kangaroo. I mean, again, you're going to see the boys at Big D out of Italy at Dainese. They do something high-end as well, around that $200 range or $2,000 range. Nobody can play in this pool. You're going to see Alpinestars and other high-end manufacturers. Again, this is really, really beautiful stuff. Now, if we move down along the seat, you're going to move past the hump down here. Remember, the back protection is not going to be included. You're going to want to use a Bionic Race back protector or the newer school form of Alpinestars Race back protection that's going to sit standalone. And how that works is it goes around your waist, and then what you have is the ability, and I removed it, but you have this adjuster here that's comfortable, but you have the ability to snap it in high, medium, and low. This sits on the inside of the Alpinestars suit. And again, if you're not using it, if you're using a third-party back protector from another brand, you can pull it out and it's not going to bug you. Those female areas on those snaps aren't going to dig in. Now, if we move back, you're going to see Alpinestars logo across the seat. You have coccyx or tailbone protection, reinforcement along the seat. Remember, CE-rated hip armor comes stock. And then look at the backs of the legs. The backs of the legs are absolutely spectacular. Bias cut, elasticated stretch panel starting above the knee, wrapping all the way around the back, down the leg. In previous times, they've done those Alpinestars. It's going to be an area of leather that goes into an area of mesh. They've actually improved upon that. They've gone full bore elastication here in this GP Tech Kangaroo suit. And remember, these areas of black perforated elastication and white on the backs of the elbows are going to be your areas of cowhide that are done. It's a better version of elastication versus going kangaroo. It would actually increase unnecessarily the cost in an area that cowhide is going to be just fine. Remember, safety sits throughout, 3 colors available. Come back around to the front for me, Brian. Now remember, we did talk about it earlier. It's an antimicrobial and wicking liner that is fully removable. We found that we think they need to beef up the Velcro a little bit. It does come out pretty easily. We'd like to see them beef that up moving forward. But again, you're looking at a top of the food chain type suit, only going to be knocked out of position, or off the podium rather, by the race replica from Alpinestars, which is $3K-ish, and it's going to take that GP Tech Air. And I'll be honest, I'm not even sure if you can get that in the States right now. So remember, within the Alpinestars suit food chain, the Atom is really flexible and it's great, and it's an excellent prosumer suit. GP Tech Air adds a lot of features in Kangaroo and is the lightest suit in the Alpinestars lineup, and from there, your race replica. The next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews of the GP Tech from Alpinestars. I think I might have just called it GP Tech Air. It is the GP Tech Kangaroo suit. Keep in mind, if you're concerned about fitment, we are going to ship for free over $39. And as always, if you want to talk to a gear geek, and if you're considering it, we're happy to answer any of your questions. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments on our YouTube channel, RevZilla TV. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.